Hello YouTube, I'm Hills on the Hunt. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video today we've got my top 10 movies from the 1990s. Similar to my top 10 videos of the 21st century, I've gone with horror again. Same rules as as that video. It's what kind of brought me to the ball in terms of, just movies I like. It's my forte. It's what I enjoy the most. Although I'm starting to learn other videos, other types, but it's kind of what I enjoy most. So yeah, we'll do top 10. I know others have done 5 kind of honorable mentions. I couldn't get it down to 5, so it was either going to be 10 honorable mentions and top 10, or just bite the bullet and go with top 10. So that's what I've gone with. So you're going to see some interestingly weird titles in there, as you probably will with most selections I make, because yeah, my film enjoyment is not based on how popular a movie is or anything like that. It's just what makes me happy, and I enjoy kind of the different things in life. So yeah, we'll go with that. Thank you to my friend Roy at Big Roy Movies for tagging me in this like 6 years ago. It's taken me a while to kind of get around to doing this. So yeah, without any further ado, we'll just go straight into it. So let's go. All right, so out of the 10 I've selected, I have a feeling the first 6 will be different. I don't expect them to see on any other people's lists. The videos I've watched, I haven't seen these on there. So yeah, if they may not be the most popular movies, but the movies I enjoy. Yeah, they're what make me happy. So in at number 10, we have Anaconda from 1997, starring Jon Voight, Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, amongst others. I love this movie. I seriously adore this movie. I think it's so trashy, but it's so much fun. It's CGI filled. It's silly in parts. It shouldn't be enjoyable. It shouldn't make sense. I have such a good time with it. No matter how many times I watch it, it's such a fun ride for me. Something I can just stick on in the background and just enjoy for the silliness of it. And let's be honest, like Jennifer Lopez looks incredible in this movie, like absolutely stunning. So that's always going to build points for me. Ice Cube is funny as hell in it. Jon Voight's just creepy as anything in it. Yeah, the big anaconda snake is just CGI filled, but it's just so silly and it's just so over the top. But it's something I have a really good time with. So number 10 for me is going to be Anaconda. Yeah, don't think people are expecting that. So we're going to continue down that vein. Number 9, we travel back to 1991 with The Addams Family. Again, just another comfort movie, an enjoyable movie for me. Starring the late great Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd, Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams, the only Wednesday Addams. I'm just going to say that right here. I don't care about the TV series with Jenna Ortega or anything like that. Christina Ricci is the original Wednesday Addams for me. This again is just such a blast. It's so much fun. Christopher Lloyd is stupidly over the top in this. Raul Julia is just brilliant in it. Angelica Houston is just she like glides along the screen when you're watching it. Christina Ricci is Wednesday Addams, just facial expressions are just moody, sarcastic all the way through the movie. And yeah, just have a good time with it. It's just an enjoyable style movie. It has a lot of watchability factor on it. It's just, the cast is really good for me. And again, it's just another one you can just stick on and just watch whenever. You don't and there's some movies you kind of have to take long breaks before you rewatch them over again. This one you can just pop on kind of over and over again, and it doesn't really lose its charm. So yeah, in at number 9 for me is The Addams Family. In at number 8 is The Blair Witch Project from 1999. Yeah, this one will probably it will kind of cause conversation and whatnot. But in terms of found footage, and although it's not the first found footage film kind of ever made, that probably goes to Cannibal Holocaust. Um, Maybe one's even possibly even before that. But in terms of mainstream movies, Blair Witch Project is kind of what kicked found footage movies into everyone's living rooms and into everyone's lap. Um, the marketing for this movie, the kind of way they brought it out and put it together and made it feel like it was a real kind of situation, just masterpiece. The film itself, slow burn, the cast were kind of enjoyable, annoyingly enjoyable, but it's kind of how they were meant to be brought across. And yeah, I you know what, I enjoyed this. I didn't mind it kind of at all in terms of what it set out to do, and what it achieved. People to this day, when they mention found footage movies, still talk about Blair Witch Project. So at the end of the day, it achieved its goal 26 years later, and it's still going to be, like I said, people won't talk about Cannibal Holocaust because if you've seen Cannibal Holocaust, you'll know why. But people will still talk about Blair Witch Project as the leader in terms of found footage cinema. I love found footage cinema. So for me, in terms of enjoyment, yeah, Blair Witch Project kind of led a gap and led a way forward in terms of bringing that to mainstream cinema. And for that, it will always be a top movie for me. So yeah, number 8 is Blair Witch Project. Number 7 is another one that's probably coming from way out in left field, but it's another movie I really enjoy. Um, Starring Rupert Everett, Anna Falchi as, well, she doesn't really have a name, it's just she. It's Michelle Soavi's 1994 release of Della Morte, Dellamore, The Cemetery Man. This movie has a charm to it. It's so enjoyable. Yeah, it's such a great little movie. Rupert Everett plays Francisco Della Morte, a cemetery kind of guy whose simple job is to keep the dead where they are. They're trying to come out and get back onto real land, and he loses his focus when he meets Anna Falchi. When she's at the cemetery burying her husband, they start a tumultuous relationship, and he forgets his job and things start happening. It's just a fun movie. It's just a really enjoyable movie, very well made. Rupert Everett is very good in it, and again, it's just fun to watch. It's just enjoyable overall. So yeah, it's not one that probably everyone has seen, but I do recommend giving it a go. It's a fun movie. So yeah, in at number 7 is Della Morte, Dellamore. In at number 6 is Candyman from 1992. Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen. All about a grad student who, while kind of researching the myth of the Candyman, accidentally releases him. And Tony Todd comes in, hook, line and sinker. And he's just demented. He's just creepy, unsettling. He's just mind-blowingly good in this movie. So yeah, Candyman's one of those. It's just going to be an absolute classic for me. I was very young when I first watched it, and yeah, it's still got that charm for me even all these years later. Obviously with Tony Todd kind of passing as well, it's one I've kind of revisited again over a period of time. So yeah, it has a special place for me. But it's a very enjoyable movie, and it's still to this day just very, very well done. Some really creepy scenes in it. The scene in the bathroom is just very unsettling, and it's just him overall, just his whole vibe in the movie is just completely mental. So yeah, in at number 6 will be Candyman. In at number 5, and it's maybe a controversial choice because I don't know whether it would fall under a movie or a TV show or a mockumentary or whatever. Um, but the way I see it is if it's got a physical release on a label, not many TV shows that I know get physical releases on an actual label. This is released on the, I want to say the 88 Films label. No, it's on the 101 label. Um, and it's from 1992 and it's Ghostwatch. Michael Parkinson, Craig Charles, amongst others. The BBC set up a mockumentary style uh, set. So about a house in Northolt, London, that is supposed to be haunted. And over Halloween, they sent a cast and crew and everything out there to kind of investigate. They have a TV studio set up, they have phone lines set up, and it's so brilliantly done. It really is. It's so much fun. It's still creepy for its time. Like the last kind of 10-15 minutes just completely blow your mind. Um, the people that ring in are just absolutely bonkers. The experts are just wild. They're like, it's just so good. And the fact that they've got a little cupboard under the stairs that they call the glory hole will never not be the most amazing thing for me. Um, yeah, I love it. So I watched it originally when it first came out, and then I revisited it again last year. Um, and I realized how much I loved it, and I've watched it a couple of times since. It's now a quintessential Halloween horror style watch over the Halloween period in October. Um, but it's so spooky. It's still so well done for the BBC to do something like that. Yeah, number 5, Ghostwatch. Number 4, Scream. What can I say about this movie? That probably hasn't been already said in other videos. Scream, 96. David Arquette, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, Matt Lillard, Rose McGowan, Skeet Ulrich, Jamie Kennedy. What a cast. Now all of these guys and girls were kind of almost starting their careers. Courtney Cox was just working her way through Friends, the TV show Friends. Probably the biggest name would have been Drew Barrymore, and she was only in the movie for the first kind of 10 minutes. But Scream kind of again just opened up the world to a brand new genre of horror, brand new character. Obviously, you've had your Jason Voorhees and your Freddy Kruegers and all them kind of killing around for years. This introduced Ghostface, and the best thing about it is it's just a human guy in a mask or a human person in a mask. But the way they kind of built it up and brought it into the world, and that whole teen horror ranks, that period, 96, 97, 98, is when teen horrors kind of took over. You had this, you had I Know What You Did Last Summer, you had Urban Legend, and so on and so forth. There was probably more in there, but it was that period of time that kind of brought that genre to mainstream and kind of brought it out into the world. Scream, obviously, Scream 7 just released this year. So can you overmake a movie? Possibly. Is there a point where you're just marketing on money? Possibly. Should this have been ended after a trilogy? Possibly. But as long as people go watch it, people will still make it. This was just a phenomenal movie overall. The Scream franchise is going to be a popular one always. Some really good kills in this movie. It's just very, very quotable in terms of how you see it. The cast was very enjoyable. So yeah, Scream for me will always be a classic. It's one that riz from nowhere and just kind of took over in terms of horror. So yeah, number 4, Scream. Now on to the big 3. And I'm not going to lie, I've written this down 4 times, and 4 different times I've had these 3 movies in different order. This was the only order I had it in twice, so I went with it. Number 3, from 1999, it is The Green Mile. God, I love this movie. It's a long old haul, but it's just magnificently made. Tom Hanks is just phenomenal in it. It's on the back of a Stephen King book. Tom Hanks is so good in it, but no matter how good he is, he gets blown away by Michael Clark Duncan as John Coffey. Oh man, he's so good. Um, just just the way he comes across, just his whole innocence in terms of what he's done, and he tried to do things for the right reason, and people didn't see it. People saw him as a giant bully, a threat, but they didn't take time to realize that he's actually just a gentle soul. Yeah, it can be quite an emotional movie in terms of when you're watching it. The scenes with him and Mr. Jingles, um, you know, it just sticks with you. It's just a movie you think about for days on end after. Um, and yeah, it's just a magnificent movie. Um, I don't know if there's many people out there who haven't seen The Green Mile, but if you haven't, you need to go check it out. Um, is it a cinematic masterpiece? It's close to being. It really is close to being. Um, but it just builds and builds, and it's a very slow burn, but it's such an enjoyable slow burn. There's enough happening in the gaps to kind of um, just keep you intrigued. The character's really enjoyable. You've got Percy, who's just a horrible human being. Um, the scene with the um, putting the wet towel on the head and not making it wet, and then just watching the body sizzle. Yeah, it's just magnificent. Um, and yeah, came in at number 3 for me. So yeah, that is The Green Mile. In at number 2, so we've had Stephen King at 3, and in at number 2 is Steven Spielberg, and it is Jurassic Park. What can you say about this movie? The music, the setting, the characters, Jeff Goldblum, the dinosaurs, that T-Rex, that Jeep, brilliant, just brilliant. You get to see kind of the park itself. The park itself is incredible. You get to see some of the other dinosaurs as they go around the park in the Jeep. But when that T-Rex enters, everything changes. The muddy, rainy setting just adds elements to it. Dennis Neary being a horrible, horrible, guy. The wit and charm of Jeff Goldblum, the blind, almost not greed, I don't think it is, but the wanting to succeed for Richard Attenborough, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, just trying to make sense of all of it, and it's such well made. When you throw 2 kids in there as well, it just adds a whole other element to it. You've got a very young Samuel L. Jackson in there as well. It's just so well made. It's so watchable, and so enjoyable over the top. It's would people say it throws into horror? Yeah, I think so. Not every horror has to be gore and blood and all that. This was horror in a different way. It was almost creature threat, essentially. If you got a T-Rex coming towards you, you run. But the way they made the dinosaurs, the T-Rex was frightening. It was frightening in 1992, and it's frightening. Frightening in 1993, and it's frightening today. Those close-ups are just when I believe it's the Velociraptors, I could be wrong, when they're chasing the kids through the kitchen area in the park. Yeah, it's just like there's so many enjoyable elements to the movie. It's just so well done. It's just such a fantastic little movie. And again, similar to a lot of these movies, they've still watchability factor. You can watch them over and over again, and just have a good time with it. Um, yeah, like I said, the music, the theme of it, just the way, just the saying, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," mind blowing. So number two, Jurassic Park. So finally, number one, it is Seven. So my number one movie of the 90s is Seven. David Fincher's movie starring Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Kevin Spacey. This is such a dark, disturbing, grungy, gringy, yeah, that's a word I've just made up, movie. But God, I love it. Um, the two alternating characters between Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, oh, they work so well together. They really work so well together. Brad Pitt, the young up and coming kind of do before he thinks, and Morgan Freeman think before he does. It just works so well. You throw Brad Pitt's wife, Gwyneth Paltrow, in there, just how important she is in the movie after not really featuring in the movie for the first half of it. It's just so nicely done. And then Kevin Spacey, he features towards the end of the movie, and obviously playing a big role. I love the fact that he's not anywhere on any of the boxes or any other movies. Wasn't in any of the whole way they kept him an absolute surprise was just genius, absolute genius. I mean, you could have thrown his name in there and people would have thought, oh, he's somewhere in the movie. He's going to be a small part or whatnot. But to not include him in everything, I believe even if you watch the credits, he's quite low down. But it's just so dark. It's so dirty, so grungy. It's just a horrible movie, but I love it. Some disturbing kills in it, and then the end. What's in the box? What was in the box? Indeed, just so well done. Just that scene with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, where Freeman's trying to convince him just not to throw his career away. So here's a question for you guys. Who would have agreed with Morgan Freeman, or who would have done what Brad Pitt did? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I love it. I love the movie. It's masterful. It really is. It's such a great film. It really is, and it's one of those where I think if people come to me and say kind of want to watch a movie similar to that, what would you recommend? Yeah, I'd always throw Seven in there. It's just it's you have to have a strong stomach because there's a couple of scenes that are very very ugh, but watch it. Like, it's so good. It's so well made. Both the leads are well cast. The use of the kind of side characters is well done. But yeah, magnificent. The scenes with Morgan Freeman in the library where he's trying to piece things together and just trying to get his downtime. The two different ways that both of them work, but somehow they manage to work together. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. It really is. And that's why it's at number one. So number one of the 90s is Seven. So that was my list. Let me know what you thought. Like I said, shout out to Roy for tagging me forever ago. 3 people I'm going to tag for this is I'm going to tag Steve for films, because I'd be curious to see what his list will be like. Steve has quite a very intriguing taste in cinema, so I'm always curious to see kind of what he brings to the table, and I'd be interested to see kind of what his 90s vibe would be. So Nadine, I'm tagging you again, Rotten Real, because yeah, I think you'd have a similar kind of horror vibe to myself. So you do love your horror, and I love watching your channel for that. So yeah, Nadine from Rotten Real will be my second tag. And third will be Drew. Drew's Film Club, I think it is. I'll link everyone in the description below. Drew has some wicked videos, yeah, a lot of 4K reviews and goes in depth with each movie. So go check his channel out. I'll link all the channels below. I'll link Roy in the description below. There are some really cool videos out there from other people, so I'll try and tag people whose videos I have seen so far. But yeah, that's it. That's my list. 7 came in at 1, Jurassic Park in at 2, and The Green Mile in at 3. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know the ones at the top that are a little bit different and probably not going to be in everyone's list. But hey, cinema is what it is. As long as you enjoy it, that's the most important thing. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.